What is going on, everybody? Today is a big day at Dylan Talks Tone because in my own little way, we are going to change the guitar industry. I'm not doing it alone. I've got some help, and you can jump in the comments and say that, oh, what I just heard when you hear it is nothing new and this person is doing something and that person is, but let me explain. I have been in the guitar business, in and around it, for almost 40 years. And of course it's changed over time, right? But in the last decade or so, especially, I feel like there's been some things that have kind of been missing. And I want to inject those things back into this business that I love. I've been working on it myself for about the last 10 years. And now I'm, with the help of some other folks, because it takes more than just one, I am going to take this to the next level. The things that I think are missing from the guitar business, and you may or may not agree with me, let me know in the comments, is the buyer experience. I think it's really, really important. This is something I've been working on for like a decade, is not only have a really good product, we make really good products. Like that's that part you have to establish, right? We have to make really good products. Every person does, everybody does. But then the next thing is you have to kind of build a community around those products so that it's not just about an item. It's not just about an object. It's about the community, because it's really the people that make the thing work. It's the people that create the object, it's the people that use the object, and it's the people that work in a community together to enjoy the object, right? Especially when we're talking about something that makes music. The community is really important. So this is something I've been really focusing on for like the last 10 years, obviously with this YouTube channel and with all the things that we do, right? Like I really care about community. And that's something that I think bigger brands could really stand to spend more time doing. The other thing that I think that bigger brands could spend more time doing is thinking about the buying experience itself. You will probably agree with me, maybe you won't. Again, get in the comments and let me know that the buying experience for many objects, but especially guitars, has kind of lost what it once was. You know, we buy online now, right? So a lot of times you'll click a button and it'll show up in a couple of days, and this thing will show up in the mail, and it'll have a gig bag, and it'll have an Allen key, and it'll have a hang tag, and it's kind of the same, right? And then, you know, it's just a thing that came from a factory, and you might really want it, so it might be really cool, but sometimes that connection with that instrument, because it's a creative tool, that should be inspiring, like we should really enjoy what we do, kind of loses that a little bit because it's just this thing that shows up in the mail, right? Like lots of things show up in the mail. So how do we get that back? That's really important. I'd been thinking about this for quite a long time, and about midsummer, Matt and Chris called me from Texas Toast Guitars, and they said, you know, we didn't talk about this ahead of time. They said, we have this idea that we want to change how we do guitar to dealer to consumer. We want to change the buying experience. And what we want to do is we want to make it to where each dealer, every dealer, is an exclusive dealer, meaning that they can have a product that you can only get from that dealer. Not only just a product that you can get from that dealer, a guitar, but something that that dealer, me in this case, really connects with. We want you to take one of our products, their Texas Toast Challenger, and we want you to design this guitar and make it yours. If you could have anything in the world, if you could have the cosmetic appointments, if you could have the functional appointments, if you could take one of our guitars and make it yours, make it something that really inspires you, that you feel that you could pass then along to another person, you, and they would be really inspired by this thing because you're inspired by it. And it was a piece of your personality so that you could show the end user, you, the guitar player, a more personal experience because you're really connected with this instrument. You're connected with it, I'm connected with it, and Matt and Chris are connected with it in ways that none of us would be if this was just a normal thing that just showed up in the mail. And it's funny because I'd already been thinking about this, like I just told you. We were of the same mind. So here we are, a few months later, exclusive to Dylan Talks Tone. Only available here, the first run of 5 TTG Challenger Special Edition Gasser. Because of my power sports heritage, all of the racing and motorsports and everything that you know about my brand already represented in a TTG Challenger. I'm really excited about this because what this does is this takes this guitar and it takes it from right outside of Denver, Colorado, where it is made in the United States with the pickups that I wind. We build this guitar to my spec, you buy it, you play it, and then you understand the entire process. From hanging out on our YouTube channel, maybe hanging out on Texas Toast channel. If you're not familiar with them, you should go check them out. Seeing this entire process from beginning to end, understanding who the people are, communicating with us on a weekly basis, connecting with a product in a way that not a lot of people do these days. And making it to where the dealer, because there's going to be more of us, not just me, there are other dealers all over the country and all over the world that will end up with Texas Toast guitars that are specific to them, that are exclusive to them, that have designs that reflect their personalities, that then they can share with the folks that are important to them. I just think this whole concept is really cool. And I know you're going to say somebody else is doing it, but here's the thing. I wanted to make this sort of contribution to the guitar land, and I know that Matt and Chris wanted to make this sort of contribution to guitar land, and here we are, and this is what we're doing. Let me walk you through the guitars. This is based on one of the TTG Challenger models. This is a mahogany body, mahogany neck. This is a black Kingwood fretboard that has been bound in maple, cryogenically treated frets, block inlays, hip shot tuners, bone nut, C profile or so. All of the actual specific specs and numbers and stuff will be on the website. I won't bore you with all that stuff. You can look at a whole kind of chart list and it'll give you all that, kind of like, you know, many of the other brands will do. So you'll get all those specifics there, nut width and all that stuff is all there. The main things are, this is a very thin mahogany body with a maple carved top. At this time available in 3 colors. We have Tone Pros, Stop Bar, and Tailpiece. This is something that I wanted instead of the bridge that they normally do. I spec'd this specifically. We also used our laser scales and stuff that we do around here to add a little flourish to some of the hardware. We have RP90s that we wound for this guitar. We have maple reveal binding. We have glowing side dots, CTS pots. These things are top shelf. Incredible instruments. They play great, they sound great, they look fantastic. And I don't know if you noticed or not, I'm sure you did by now, but they were also hand pinstriped by an artist named Mike Learn out of Colorado. And if you don't know who he is, you may not, because he's kind of a behind the scenes fellow, but you may have heard of other rock bands and other famous people who have had various guitar paint work done on their guitars with airbrush and hot rod pinstripes and such. And he's the one that did some of that stuff. And so we were able to procure his services to do these guitars. At this time, there are a run of 5 available. I would imagine that by the time you see this video or not long after that, that some of these guitars will be sold. So you're gonna have to jump on them, because right now, 5 is all I know of. This is something that I am really, really excited about. If it does well, we're gonna do more. I hope that you feel as connected as I do to the idea of an instrument that you know where it came from. So, over the next few weeks, we're going to probably talk more about the pickups specifically. We're going to show you how we make them. We've probably done a bunch of that on the channel already, but specific to this guitar, I would really like to dive into that so that you can kind of have a personal connection with the guitar that you're about to buy. And then, if we do some more of these, because if this does well, then we're going to do another run, I'm sure. And if we do, then maybe what we'll do is go out to Colorado and spend some time actually making the guitars. And then that way you can become even more connected with these instruments that you are about to buy. Because I think this will really, really be a cool experience for you as a player to understand the entire process, to understand the connection, that it's not just an object that shows up in the mail, right? Made by a handful of people, literally count them on one hand or less, have touched this instrument by the time it gets to you, that you can really connect with, that you really know where it came from. And I think it's just really cool. I think it's really cool. I think this is something to take a custom instrument, but then be able to put it into production in a way that is still, that you really can connect with. In the knife industry, so you know, I collect pocket knives. In the knife industry, they call this mid-tech, where it's not a full-on custom guitar, full-on custom pocket knife, but it's also not a production knife that you can just go buy at a big box store. They call it mid-tech, so it's still really handmade, hands-on, actual people. You can count them on one hand, the amount of people that touched it, and you can really connect with it. It's just a cool way to do it. I really love this. I'm super stoked about it. I want you to be a part of it. Go down in the description, go to the link, check out these guitars. Let me know what you think in the comments. And honestly, just buy one. They're super, super cool. And I think it's something that you would really, really enjoy having in your life. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next video.